Hi everyone, welcome to DLM, Druggies Lives Matter. This is my um, Pot Smokers Bible Channel program, which is designed to teach the world the truth about the war on drugs, why it's wrong, and why it should be done away with, and to show the true um, problems that it causes. And I've been going down a list of different reasons that I just jotted down off the top of my head one day. And today's episode is going to be about the fact that when the laws which began the war on drugs and continued it, proliferates it, there was never actually a true debate. Now, the laws pertaining to the war on drugs, all of them say that drug users and the drugs that they use are a menace to society. That that they're dangerous to the person who uses them and to the family members and to the society that they live in. But where's the evidence? Where's the debate? Because this is just a statement being put out by the government. Now, I have never come across any reference to a true debate about the necessity of the war on drugs. Now, a debate is where both sides get to bring forward their evidence and debate the issues so that each side has the right to a defense and to accusations of the other side. That's what a debate is. You go back and forth between the sides. Now, in our government, there was a debate between the Republicans and the Democrats, none of which were pot smokers. None of them did drugs. There was not a single drug user addressed in this debate. In fact, when these laws were enacted to begin with, there was never a people to enter the debate. There wasn't. There were no drug users. There was not a group of people that could be defined particularly for their drug use. And there was no criminal activity by these non-existent people. There was no people known as drug users that were going out killing, robbing, stealing, and destroying society because they didn't exist. So, laws were enacted that created a group of people that became criminals by the law that was created. There was never a debate whether or not these laws were justifiable, necessary, constitutional, just, or not. There was no debate. In a democracy, it's all about the debate. From the lowest form of government in this nation, your town council, you run on a platform of a debate. Every act that you do on that council is a debate. But in the war on drugs, there's no debate. It's just, I'm the law, and I say that you're a criminal and you're going to jail, and end the debate. Hypocritical. This is supposed to be a nation governed by the people for the people, not by the government against the people. Because the minute these laws were enacted, they created a criminal element out of a non-existent segment of society. There were no bands of drug users going around doing all of the murders and rapes and pillaging and plundering that they supposedly were supposed to be doing back in 1939 when the true war on drugs began with the prohibition of marijuana. At that time, when the debate should have taken place, all the debate that went on was Dow chemical lobbyists. I debate you that if I give you all of this money, that you'll make marijuana illegal so that you can make hemp illegal, so that we can sell plastic to the world, pollute the fuck out of everything, create inflation, and enslave the entire population. Oh, here, a little bit more money will that do? Okay. Texas, now you have the right to throw out all the Mexicans because who have pot. And Louisiana, now you have the right to throw in prison all the black jazz musicians that smoke pot. And we can just spread pot all over the country by advertising it, and then everybody who tries it, we can put them in prison too. How much fun will that be? Sounds good, right? There's your debate. That was the debate. Where is the drug user's point of view in this debate? There's never been a debate about the war on drugs. There has never been a moment when a drug user had the right to defend their point of view, their activities, their lifestyle, their choices. It's never happened. And in a democracy, that's not a democracy. That's an oligarchy. So we don't have a democracy. We have an oligarchy that changes names every 4 years. The government is the oligarchy, not the president, not the senators. Those guys come and go. They change. They change with the money. Wherever the corporate money goes, that's where the debate goes. This time they're going to give it to the Republicans. Now they're going to give it to the Democrats. And what kind of bull crap theater can we throw at the public to just get them distracted so they don't see us making all of these laws that make slaves out of them? And if you don't think that I'm not a slave, when I was in prison, I literally lived off of $48 a month. That was my income for my job in prison. Where's the debate? And there was no debate. There was no defending me. When I went to prison, this was after I took my case to trial. And during that trial, I read 16 pages worth of biblical passages that literally said, this woman who comes to you smoking marijuana, saying she works for God, is Zion. And you're going to put her in prison. And she's going to write a book. And then when that book goes public, everything's going to flip upside down. Because she knows the truth. And you have nothing but myths and fairy tales to base your beliefs on. And she's got the proof. Because proof is truth. And truth never falls. Every false conspiracy, allegation, belief, myth, history just completely falls apart in face of the truth. And the truth is that marijuana was a gift given to humanity by our gray, blue-skinned alien gods from ancient times. They created us in their own image using Neanderthals. And they have come back to us in our time of need. And in order to suppress our telepathic abilities, they discontinued the use of marijuana and did not allow humanity to understand what it was. So it was allowed to grow wild. So that when they returned, they could make it a popular pastime pleasure, and therefore create telepaths who would be capable of communicating with them. Telepaths such as myself. Now, because they knew humanity better than we knew humanity, they looked at the probabilities and determined the best course of action in order to re-establish themselves on our planet in the proper context. So they made sure that in all of our failings, we kept that truth buried so that the right person could rearrange the text and disprove the war on drugs. Therefore, allowing the gray to, without manipulating humanity, to create a priesthood for themselves, children that were like them, children who used drugs. And in order to prove that, they left us this document. And they've taught me the secret to the prophecy, how it all fits together. And it portrays in terrifyingly accurate terms the year 2020. And it is the year of judgment of humanity. Whichever side of the line you stood on in 2020 is how you were judged by the gray. You have time to fix. If you're on the wrong side of that line, there's still time. That's why I'm here. To tell you where the line is drawn so that you can cross it back into the side of God. And that line is drug use. Black Lives Matter was brought about by drug use, by the war on drugs. We'll get into that. It's like I've discussed it in prior episodes, and my entire books, The Pot Smoker's Bible and Book of Zion, is centered around that concept. So I have all kinds of neat little facts and figures that can actually go towards a true debate of the war on drugs. Now, my premise, my debate is that the aliens, when they left us this document, which is my side of the debate. So, let's see what the gray have to say about pot and drugs and drug users and non-drug users, and where Black Lives Matter comes into it, where Donald Trump comes into it, where COVID-19 comes into it. Because, like I said, 2020 is the line. And it should be debated. And the central premise of the next phase of human development is the war on drugs. And that should be debated because my people have the right to be heard. And I've been appointed by the Grey to speak on our behalf. So may the Grey watch over you, guide you, protect you, and keep you from all harm. May they teach you right from wrong, and may you be worthy of them. May your thoughts, words, and deeds reflect truth, good, and light, the unicorn way. find your joy and pursue it, and make that your guilt choice when we go to camp. If you use drugs to stay happy and high, you have every right and reason to. Just wait until the debate happens. You'll know. I love you too much to say goodbye. So I'm going to say later now.